For me, I'll just pay off what's left of the USDC. So we're going to go max. And as you see, you don't have enough in your wallet to actually pay for the interest because the interest accrues literally every few seconds. No problem, that will be a tiny loan. So I'm going to repay USDC here and then go through that transaction. That repays essentially all of that loan except for the tiny bit of interest that I've got. Make sure everything is okay there. Sign and create, confirm. That should pay off the vast majority of that loan. And the tiny bit of interest, we can just leave that racking up. It doesn't make any difference. There are many reasons why people use Aave to borrow against their ETH. The first one is simply taking leverage. So in a bull market, Ethereum can easily go up a few 100%. And our net APY for borrowing right here is around 3.5%. So you get a leverage position, maybe you borrow 20% more. So you have 120% exposure to ETH that can go up a lot, and you're paying a decent APY for that, probably lower APY than you would get if you want to trade derivatives. A lot of people do that to speculate, but the funding rates you pay are a lot higher usually compared to this, what we're paying right now. The downside of that is leverage introduces extra risk. It's very easy to get liquidated, and then your ETH is gone. So you have to factor that into account. Another way to use borrowed assets from Aave is to carry out other types of DeFi strategy. For example, a popular one is a funding rate arbitrage. People can carry this out individually on Binance themselves. There are other protocols that let you do this as well. For example, Athena, which carry out this arbitrage. I don't want to promote any DeFi protocol. There's definitely risks here with every strategy, and protocols add on the extra risks. But this is how it works. Essentially, you carry out a delta neutral position, which means you should not have any price exposure to the asset. So you take a long position and a short position, they cancel each other out. And so as the price moves, it shouldn't actually move your position at all. You should be taking almost zero price risk. The risk that you're taking is the funding rate. Usually in bull markets, the funding rate is positive. This can go up to kind of 8, 10, 12, 15% during bull markets. And that's great. And we can cream that off the top. However, in a bull market, if you wanted to carry out this strategy, you're giving up your price exposure to the assets because a delta neutral strategy, like I said, long and short cancel each other out. So you take no price exposure. So you're just getting maybe 10, 12%, which is great. But in a bull market, things go up a lot more than that, especially with crypto assets. And so what you can do is use your ETH or other assets in Aave, keep price exposure to it, but then borrow those dollars against it and then carry out the strategies. So this increases the amount of risk, the layering of risk on top. You're borrowing, you're paying interest, you could get liquidated, you're using other platforms. So